Hey, Keaton, is it true that you've started working at a factory?
Huh? Oh, Dan, it's been a while, hasn't it? Since the middle school reunion, I think. What's up?
Forget the small talk, just answer my question. You were working in sales at some big company, right? If I remember correctly, it was one of those well-known, prestigious ones. And now I heard you're working at a factory. Is that true? Like, seriously?
Yeah, you heard right. I started training at a factory in M-Town about 2 weeks ago. It's a pretty solid place.
I knew it! I saw you in your work clothes heading into one of the factories my company outsources to, and you're still in training? So let me get this straight. You're 30 years old and you're a newbie at a factory? You gotta be kidding me. That's just too rich.
I don't really see what's so funny about it.
What's not funny? I mean, come on, you've got a good education, a decent degree, and you worked for one of those big, shiny companies. You probably wore a suit and everything, and now, what, you're in a factory? What kind of twist of fate is that? What happened? Did you mess up so bad they had to kick you out? I can't stop laughing. You went from climbing the corporate ladder to what, the bottom rung of a factory job? That's gotta sting, right? Now you're basically working for a company that's under mine. This is way too good. Man, remember back in middle school, you were always ahead of me, Keaton. Always. You got elected as student council president, leaving me in the dust. Everyone liked you. Even the hottest girl in school had the guts to confess to you. What was her name again? Jessica, right? You had it all.
I turned her down, though. It wasn't a big deal.
That's exactly why it pisses me off, you know? Like, who even does that? Someone like her confesses and you just casually turn her down? You didn't even care. You were always acting like you were above it all. That's the kind of thing that really sticks with a guy. It's why seeing you now in a low-paying factory job feels so damn satisfying. It's like the universe finally gave me a win. Here you are working at some factory while I've got a steady job and a good salary at a better company. It's poetic justice if you ask me. Now you're just a bottom feeder, a cog in the machine. How's that feel, huh? It's gotta suck.
Look, that's not exactly what happened, Dan. There's more to the story than you think, but honestly, after hearing you talk, I don't feel like explaining it to you. It's clear you're just here to gloat.
Oh, what's this? Is that supposed to be some kind of lame excuse? Come on, man, don't act all high and mighty now. I get it, you're just bitter trying to play it cool because you can't stand the fact that you've fallen so far. But the truth is, you're at the bottom now, just like the rest of the losers who can't make it. It's gotta hurt, huh? Admit it, seeing me doing better than you has gotta burn a little.
You know, Dan, you're exhausting.
Seriously, I didn't leave my old job because I failed.
I left because I wanted something different.
But I'm done with this conversation. You're not worth the effort. Wait, what? You're just gonna walk away? What, can't handle a little truth? I thought you were tougher than this, Keaton.
No, it's not about that. It's just that I got better things to do with my time than argue with someone stuck in the past.
So yeah, I'm out. Later, Dan. Hey, don't just walk away from me. Keaton!
Keaton, it's been such a long time. It's Mary from F Company. I used to work at the branch office.
Mary, it really has been a while. I hope you've been well. It's great to hear from you.
I'm doing well, thank you. Actually, the reason I'm reaching out is that I've recently received a transfer order. I'm being moved to F Company's headquarters in M City. While I was visiting your company's New York office to introduce myself and meet the new sales representatives, I was surprised to learn that you're now working at a factory in M-Town. Is it true? Are you finally making the move?
Yes, it's true. It's been a long time coming, but my father finally told me it was time to begin. I'll be traveling around a lot for a while, visiting various locations and learning the ropes. But to start, I'm undergoing training at the factory in M-Town, which is close to my hometown. After this, in about 3 months, I'll be heading to the Texas branch for further training.
I see. Well, that sounds like quite the journey. Sounds like you'll be very busy for the next few months. Well, it's a bit sad that we might not get to work as closely together anymore. I hope we can continue to maintain a strong relationship between our companies. I'm looking forward to working with you, even if from a distance.
Absolutely, I feel the same way. Thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to working together with you and F Company in the future.
Actually, there's something else I wanted to mention while I have the chance. If you're available, I'd like to invite you to something. You see, in just about a month, F Company will be celebrating our 20th anniversary. We're planning a special event to commemorate the occasion, and we would be honored if you could attend as a guest.
Wow, has it really been 20 years already? That's incredible! Congratulations to F Company on such a remarkable milestone. It must feel like such an achievement.
Thank you so much. Oh, we're really excited about it. It's a huge event for us, and we're planning a big celebration. And as someone who's been an important part of our business relationship over the years, we would love to have you join us. How does that sound?
Me? Are you sure? I'm honored that you'd think of me, but I didn't expect an invitation to something like this.
Of course. In fact, your company's senior managing director will be attending as well, representing your company. It'll be a great opportunity to reconnect with him and other industry leaders. You're someone who's played a significant role in our business dealings, so we definitely want you there.
I see. So the senior managing director will be there too. That's quite an event.
Exactly. We're really looking forward to it, and it would mean a lot to have you there.
Well, since I'll be nearby anyway, and it's such a special occasion, I'd be happy to attend. Thank you so much for the invitation, Mary. I'd love to join you for all the celebration.
That's wonderful to hear. I'll make sure to send over all the details about the event soon. I'm really glad you can make it. I know it'll be a fantastic event, and it'll be great to catch up in person.
I'm looking forward to it as well. It sounds like it'll be a memorable evening. Thanks again for thinking of me. I'll see you there.
Absolutely. See you at the party, Keaton.
Take care until then. Hey, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you at our company's anniversary party? This event is for important people, our main clients, stakeholders, and major investors. So how the hell did you get in? What? I don't understand. I'm in charge of managing the guest list for this event, and just a moment ago I saw you walking in. But I'm telling you right now, don't get too comfortable. You're not getting inside. Oh, wait, I see now. F Company is where you work, isn't it?
Ha! You think they invited someone from a lowly subcontractor like your factory? You've got to be kidding me. This party is for big players only. There's no way they'd invite someone like you from the bottom rung. You're from a subcontractor. They don't get invites to events like this. Seriously, what were you thinking? You're really overstepping your bounds.
No, that's not right. The invitation clearly states that all business partners, regardless of their status as prime contractors or subcontractors, were invited. There's no distinction.
Ha! That's rich! You think that just because you're technically a business partner, you belong here? Dude, don't kid yourself. You're nothing but a bottom feeder, and the fact that you're even trying to walk in here is absolutely hilarious. Same old you, always pushing your luck and acting like you belong somewhere you don't.
Actually, I have an official invitation right here. And to clarify, I wasn't invited as a subcontractor representative, but for another reason altogether.
Sure, like I'm gonna believe you. That invitation is probably fake, right? You went to some shady print shop and had it made up to look real. You don't seriously expect anyone here to believe you're supposed to be here, do you?
How about you actually take a look at it before jumping to conclusions? It's a legitimate invitation.
Nah, I'm not wasting my time on fake invitations. Why would I bother looking at something so pathetic? You're lucky I'm even giving you the time of day.
Well, I'm not here alone. My superior is with me.
Oh, you mean that washed-up-looking old guy standing next to you earlier? You think I didn't notice him? What a joke! He looked just like you, another bottom dweller from the lowest tier of society. It's laughable. I seriously can't believe they let people like you near events like this.
Listen, that old guy you're talking about is someone pretty high up at the company, and you should really think twice before disrespecting someone like that. I don't know if you realize it, but you're talking to a representative of a business partner. This kind of attitude could really come back to bite you.
Right, like I care. All I know is this: subcontractors from low-class factories are strictly forbidden from entering this party. End of story. Now do yourself a favor and get lost before you embarrass yourself any further. Go back to your little factory where you belong.
You're really making a mistake here. I'll just say this. Whatever happens after this is out of my hands, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Keaton, thank you so much for attending our company's 20th anniversary party. We are honored to have you here as a guest.
Mary, thank you. I actually saw you earlier in the lobby near the reception area, but you seemed quite busy running around with preparations, so I didn't want to disturb you. I was hoping to greet you directly, but it's been a little challenging. Where are you right now?
Oh, my apologies for missing you earlier. Yes, things were a bit hectic with the final preparations for the event, but now everything is running smoothly. I'm currently inside the main hall near the entrance to the banquet area. Are you nearby? I can come out to greet you properly.
Well, how do I say this? Unfortunately, I'm currently heading back. Let's just say it's because of an unpleasant situation at the reception area. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay.
Wait, what? Heading back? What happened? Did someone say something to you? Please, tell me what's going on. Did someone make an inappropriate comment?
Yes, actually. There's an employee of your company by the name of Dan, correct? He works in the General Affairs Department, if I'm not mistaken.
Dan? Yes, we have a Dan in General Affairs. He's currently handling some of the reception duties for the event, along with the rest of his team. Oh no. Oh, don't tell me he said something disrespectful to you.
Unfortunately, yes. Dan and I were classmates back in middle school, and it seems he still holds some sort of grudge against me. He found out that I'm currently in the middle of training at the M-Town factory and assumed the worst. Without even letting me explain, he started throwing insults, saying things about how I'm working for a lowly subcontractor and that someone like me doesn't belong at this kind of event.
I can't believe this. Oh, I am so terribly sorry, Keaton. That is completely unacceptable. Please, I insist that you don't let this affect your evening. If it's all right with you, I would be honored if you would still join us at the party. I will personally meet you at the reception area and ensure there are no more issues. You are a valued guest, and I will make sure you're treated as such.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate your understanding. I'll head back and meet you at the reception area. It's just unfortunate that this happened at all. I didn't expect to be treated like this, especially by an old classmate.
Keaton, please believe me when I say that this is not how we treat our partners, especially someone like you. Dan will be dealt with accordingly, but for now, please let me make it up to you by ensuring you have a pleasant time at the party. I will speak to the reception team and make sure everything is handled smoothly.
I appreciate it, Mary. I'll make my way over now. I didn't want to cause any trouble, but I also didn't want to just leave without saying anything. It's comforting to know you're handling this situation.
Dan, what on earth have you done?
Huh? Oh, it's you, Mary, from the sales department? What's wrong? Did something happen?
You kicked Keaton out of the party, didn't you?
Oh, that? Yeah, I did. Some lowly worker from one of our subcontracted factories had the nerve to try and sneak into the party. So as the person in charge of reception, I made sure to get rid of him immediately. He had no business being here.
What were you thinking? First of all, both subcontractors and main contractors were invited to this event.
Wait, what?
And more importantly, Keaton isn't just any factory worker. He is the heir to A Corporation's CEO, the most important business partner we have. He's their future president.
What?
And the person he was with, that was A Corporation's executive vice president.
The executive vice president?
I can't believe this. What have you done, Dan?
But Keaton works at one of the subcontractor factories in M-Town. How could he be?
That factory has been under A Corporation's umbrella for the last 2 years. Didn't you know that?
It is?
Yes, the operations within the factory haven't changed much, so they're still working closely with our company. But the ownership shifted when A Corporation acquired it.
I didn't know.
Keaton is currently undergoing training in different locations to prepare for his future role as the president of A Corporation. As part of that training, he's working in various branches to understand the operations and experience what it's like on the ground level. Right now, he's stationed at the M-Town factory, which is why you saw him there.
No way! Keaton is going to be a CEO? And he's more important than me?
Yes, and because of your actions, you've just insulted the future head of the company we rely on for business.
I didn't know. I thought he was just some factory worker trying to sneak in. I had no idea he was someone so important. Wait a minute. Weren't you from a single-parent household? Huh? Back in middle school, you were living with just your mom, right? You never mentioned having a dad, let alone one who was the president of A Corporation. Well, my parents were both working in different places because of their jobs. From when I was around 10 until I was 15, my dad and I lived apart for about 5 years. What? Why? Around the time my father was offered the position of the next president, he moved to New York for a work assignment. My mother, on the other hand, had a senior position at a local company, and since she couldn't easily quit, she stayed behind. That's why she didn't follow him. When I was ready to attend high school in New York, my mother was finally transferred to the Boston office, which was closer to New York. So now my parents are living together in a nice apartment in New York. No way! I'm pretty sure I explained the whole separate living situation back in middle school multiple times. Wait, what? You had this habit back then of ignoring anything that didn't suit you or conveniently twisting things to fit your own narrative. It seems like even at 30 that hasn't changed. If anything, you've doubled down on it and not in a good way. That's not what I meant. Given your tendency to look down on people you think are in weaker positions, I'm guessing you've been up to your usual antics, haven't you? Well... In any case, the incident at yesterday's party was reported to the higher-ups by Mary, your sales department manager. From what I've heard, that report opened the floodgates. Now there are more complaints coming in about you from other employees and even some of our business partners. Looks like this is being treated as a compliance issue that can't be ignored. That's why you've been put on mandatory leave, right? All you can say is, huh? Shut up! I was working at the main office, and now I'm about to get demoted if I'm lucky. If demotion is all you're facing, you might get off easy. What? Just a guess. I've already received an apology from your company for the incident, and the rest is an internal matter for F Corporation to handle. Wait, so... I've been informed that I'll be notified of the final decision regarding your punishment, so I guess I'll just wait for that. Hold on a second! Stop being so casual about this! Help me out! Help? You? Why? Because we're friends, right? Friends?
What part of our relationship resembles friendship?
Well, I mean...
If you can't answer that, then we're not friends, are we?
Wait, please!
I'm busy and I don't have time for this. See you around.
No, Keaton, wait!
Regarding Dan's punishment, to get straight to the point, officially he resigned voluntarily. In reality, he was fired. By the way, F Corp is a local company in our hometown where both Dan and I grew up. As a result, many of the employees are familiar faces, classmates, seniors, and juniors from school. This incident became the catalyst for Dan's bad personality and abusive language to spread throughout the community. Soon enough, even his parents, who were similarly unpleasant, found themselves in a tight spot socially. Eventually, they couldn't bear the shame and left town, abandoning the house where Dan was born and raised. About 6 months after all this, Mary mentioned to me that she saw someone who looked like Dan at a construction site while on a business trip. He was being scolded and carrying materials while sniffling in tears. I can only hope that the tough working conditions straighten out his twisted attitude. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Piper, I'm so sorry. I think I'll be able to get home in about an hour or two. Could you please look after Brandon just a little longer? Don't worry at all. Right now, Brandon just got out of the bath and fell asleep. There's no need to rush. It's dangerous if you hurry, so take your time. I'm really sorry every single time. You've even been picking him up from daycare and giving him a bath. I promise I'll do something to thank you next time. No, really, it's fine. Brandon goes to the same daycare as Maddie, so it's no trouble at all to pick up one more kid. Brandon's such a well-behaved and polite boy, you don't need to feel bad about it. I still feel so guilty. Honestly, don't worry. I work from home, so I've got a little extra flexibility. You've got it tough, though, working so late like this. And your husband is on a work assignment abroad right now, right? Yes, exactly. Richard won't be back for another 3 months. And then at work, there's this sudden vacancy in the big project we're running. On top of my usual duties, I have to cover for that, too. It's been so hectic, working late like this every day. Sounds like being a specialist at a big company is really tough. I get that you're busy, but make sure you take care of yourself, okay? Between work and taking care of Brandon, it must be exhausting, but you need to rest, too. If you need help with Brandon, I'm always happy to watch him. Thank you so much. I really feel terrible for imposing on you like this. But I really think that once I get through this busy time, things will settle down. Please continue looking after Brandon until then. Of course. And be careful when you're coming home. Thanks. I should get back to work now. All right, take care. Hey, Arnold, I need to talk to you about something. Is this a good time?
Sure, I'm not busy at the moment. What's on your mind, Piper?
I just got a message from Mandy, and she's asking if we can take care of Brandon for 5 days starting the day after tomorrow. She needs us to take him in for a while, and that means he'll be staying over. I'm totally fine with it, but are you okay with that? I mean, it's a big responsibility, and I don't want to put too much on your plate.
Wait, Brandon's staying over for 5 whole days? Why? What happened this time?
It seems that there's some kind of issue at one of her company's branches in a different city, and they've asked her to go handle it. So now she has to go on a business trip starting the day after tomorrow, and she has no one else to watch Brandon.
Oh, that sounds rough for Mandy. She really has a lot going on lately, huh? But yeah, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it too. I think Maddie'll love it. She and Brandon are pretty close, and it'll be fun for her to have him around for a few days.
Yeah, Maddie and Brandon are such good friends, but you know, Maddie's husband, Richard, is still away on his overseas assignment, so she's handling everything on her own. She really needs all the help she can get right now, especially with Brandon.
That's tough. Richard's away for work, right? How long is he gone for again?
He's not coming back for another 3 months. It's been hard for Mandy. Plus, her company's dealing with this unexpected crisis at the regional office, so she's been swamped. It's just been one thing after another for her. Every day she's been juggling her normal work duties, and now this extra load from the branch office. I really feel for her.
Wow, that sounds intense. I don't know how she manages it all. Corporate jobs can be really demanding, and adding in a child to that mix, I can't even imagine. But yeah, if she needs us to help out, then of course we will. Brandon's a great kid, and I don't mind having him stay here for a while. Don't stress about it.
You're the best, Arnold. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I know that taking care of Maddie and Brandon together can be a lot, especially with everything else going on in our lives. I hate to keep burdening you with my sister's problems, but I just don't know what else to do. Ever since our parents passed away, I feel like I've been relying on you so much. I'm really sorry to always ask you for help.
Piper, don't be silly. We're a team, remember? There's no need for you to apologize. When families are in trouble, we help each other out. It's as simple as that. I'm happy to do it, and honestly, it's no trouble at all. Besides, Brandon is really well behaved, and Maddie loves having him around. It's really no big deal. I just want to do what I can to help out.
You're amazing, Arnold. I really don't know what I'd do without you. You're always so supportive, no matter what. I'm really lucky to have you in my life.
Hey, I'm the lucky one. Seriously, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world to have you by my side.
Oh, come on, don't be so dramatic. You always know how to make me laugh.
I'm not being dramatic, I mean it. You're incredible, Piper. You do so much for our family. Between taking care of the kids, managing the house, and even dealing with my family, you're a rock star. Everyone in my family always says how lucky I am to have you. And honestly, I don't know how I could ever thank you enough for everything you do.
You're making me blush. But really, you don't have to thank me. I'm just doing what anyone would do in my shoes. We're in this together, after all.
Well, I think I should still do something special to show my appreciation. Our 10th wedding anniversary's coming up, isn't it? How about we plan a nice trip to celebrate? We could go somewhere special with Maddie, maybe even overseas. Or I could get you that diamond ring you've always wanted. What do you say?
Whoa, hold on. That's a little too much. A trip abroad or a diamond ring? I think we need to be a bit more realistic, especially considering we're still paying off the mortgage on our new house. Let's not go overboard here.
Ah, right, the mortgage. Okay, maybe we'll save the big trip for another time.
Exactly. For now, how about we just do something a little more low-key? For our 10th anniversary, we could go out to a nice restaurant as a family, and that would be more than enough for me. Honestly, I'd be perfectly happy with that.
That sounds like a great idea. We'll definitely do that. But I'm serious, Piper. One day, I'm gonna make that trip happen. I'll get you that diamond ring, too. You deserve the world, and I'll never stop trying to give it to you.
You're too sweet, but seriously, let's take things one step at a time. We'll have plenty of time for all those big plans later. Right now, let's just focus on what's in front of us.
You're right. I'll get back to work now, but I'll try to come home early tonight so we can spend some time together. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. Be careful at work, and I'll see you when you get home.
Piper, I'm sorry to bother you so late at night. It's Richard.
Oh, long time no see, Richard. It's been a while. Yes, the last time was at my father's 3rd memorial service, wasn't it? How have you been?
I've been fine, thank you. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to visit more often. Work's been keeping me busy, so I haven't had the chance.
Oh, no, there's no need to apologize. You're always flying all over for work. I'm sure it's hard for you to find time.
Thank you, but sorry to get straight to the point, but do you happen to know where my wife and son are?
Huh? What do you mean? What's going on?
Well, I've been on a work assignment for a while now, but things wrapped up earlier than expected, so I managed to come home today. But when I got back, the house was completely dark. Mandy and Brandon were nowhere to be found. At first, I thought they might be asleep, but when I checked the bedroom, no one was there. I've been trying to reach them, but haven't had any luck. Do you have any idea where they might be?
Oh my goodness. Mandy didn't tell you? That's so strange. Oh, maybe she's just been so busy she forgot to mention it. But don't worry, Brandon is fine. He's staying at my place right now. He came over yesterday and he's been here since.
Really? Oh, thank God. I was getting worried they might have gotten caught up in something bad. I can't thank you enough for looking after him.
Oh, no, it's nothing. It's not a big deal at all. Mandy will be back in about 3 more days, so it's just for a little while longer. She told me she had to go on a business trip. It must be tough for her, too. Short-term trips like that can be a real hassle.
Wait, what, a business trip? Mandy's on a business trip? What do you mean?
Well, yeah. She said there was some trouble at one of the subsidiary branches, and she needed to go out of town for a few days to deal with it. That's what she told me.
A subsidiary? I don't understand. Are you saying Mandy's company has a subsidiary?
Yes, is that not right? Wait, have I said something strange?
It's just, I've never heard anything about Mandy's company having any subsidiaries. I don't think that's the case.
That can't be right. Mandy works for that well-known company with the office near the main terminal station, right? It makes sense that they'd have subsidiaries here and there, doesn't it?
No, actually. Mandy works at a small architectural firm off the side street, the one with just around 20 employees or so. She's been working as a secretary there, as far as I know. Her pay stubs have the company name on them, and I've never heard anything about her changing jobs.
Wait, hold on a minute. What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. Mandy told me that she's been dealing with a staffing shortage at work, which is why she's been working late every day, coming home late and needing me to pick up Brandon from daycare. I've been looking after him in the evenings until she finishes work.
No, that doesn't sound right at all. Mandy's company is really good about work-life balance. As far as I know, she's always been able to leave on time. When I was living at home, she never stayed late at the office, not even once. And as for this so-called business trip, I have no idea what you're talking about. The company is way too small for that kind of thing. They don't even have any subsidiaries. And besides, why would a secretary be sent on a business trip? It doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of her going on a trip for work. Why would a secretary need to go to another location?
What? So you're telling me that everything Mandy has been saying is a lie? All the overtime she's been working, was that all made up? What has she been doing all this time, leaving Brandon with me and going God knows where every night? If the business trip is a lie, then where the hell is she right now? I even saw her off at the station with Brandon.
Piper, please calm down. Let me look into this. I'm really sorry about all of this. I don't mean to put more on you, but could you continue watching Brandon for a bit longer? I know it's a lot to ask, but...
No, it's okay. Like I said, I was already planning to have him for 5 days, so it's no trouble at all.
Thank you so much. I'm really sorry about all of this. I'll figure out what's going on. I just need a little more time.
I understand. I'll keep an eye on Brandon. Please, let me know as soon as you hear anything.
Thank you. I'll be in touch soon. And again, I'm sorry for all of this.
What on earth are you doing? Excuse me? What do you mean? Why did you go and tell my husband everything? He was waiting for me at the train station. You completely spilled the beans, didn't you? He saw me with my boss. Oh, this is just the worst. Hold on a minute. Who's really at fault here? Richard told me everything. You've been lying about working late and going on business trips while you were actually having an affair with your boss, haven't you? And that so-called business trip was just a cover for your little romantic getaway, wasn't it? When Richard called your office, they told him you took 5 days off for vacation. What on earth is going on? This is all your fault. Why did you tell him? How are you going to fix this? Richard has told me he wants a divorce, and Brandon? He took Brandon and went to his parents' place. Why did you just hand over my son to Richard without telling me? You've ruined everything. Aren't you supposed to be on my side? How could you betray me like that? Betrayal? Really? You're calling me the betrayer here? You're the one who lied to me this whole time. While I was watching over Brandon and comforting him when he cried because he missed you, while I was cooking extra meals for you and storing them in containers so you'd have something when you got home, You were out having fun with another man. Do you remember when you texted me saying you'd be home in an hour or two? I told you not to rush and to be safe, but deep down were you thinking, great, I can sneak in 2 more hours of fun with my boss? I trusted you, and my family opened our home to Brandon because I believed you were overworked and struggling as a mother. I wanted to help you, thinking we were in this together, but all of it, your work, your late nights, your trips, they were all lies. And now you've dragged us into your mess. No way am I okay with this. It was just a little lie. I needed a break, okay? I've been exhausted, and it's not like I didn't show my appreciation. I thanked you for taking care of Brandon, didn't I? I didn't cause you any problems. You don't think this situation is a massive problem? Look at what's happening now. You've caused nothing but chaos. I'm done. You can figure this out on your own from here. I am not helping you out anymore. And don't ever ask me for anything again. I want nothing to do with this. Wait, you can't just walk away like that. You have to take responsibility for this. Responsibility? For what? I have nothing to do with this mess. Of course you do. If you hadn't blabbed to Richard, he never would have found out. Now, I might get fired from my job, but Richard's threatening divorce. I'm about to lose my house, and I might even lose custody of Brandon. Don't you get it? This is all because of you. You owe me. You need to pay me compensation, $1 million at least. What? Are you out of your mind? Do you even hear yourself? I'm serious. This is all your fault. You either pay me $1 million or hand over your house. I'll move in and you can get out. Better yet, sell the house and give me the money as compensation. You have completely lost it. Do you even hear yourself? The only person responsible for this disaster is you. You're the one who lied, cheated, and got caught. None of this would have happened if you hadn't stuck your nose where it didn't belong. Everyone could have stayed happy, but no. Because of you, my life is falling apart. Your house is on the land where my parents' home used to be, so I have just as much right to it as you do. This is ridiculous. Yes, the house is on the land that used to belong to your family. But when your parents passed, they split their estate between you and Arnold. He got the land and you got the cash. The land is in Arnold's name now. You have no right to claim it. Instead of pointing fingers at me, you should be figuring out how to clean up your own mess. You're on your own. I am done with you. What the hell? I only approved your marriage to my brother because I thought you'd be easy to control. Someone who would just keep her mouth shut, you ungrateful snake. Say whatever you want. Just don't contact me ever again. You're on your own now. I can't believe this. You're just going to abandon me after everything? Abandon you? You're the one who abandoned all of us. You had your own family, your own son, and you chose to betray them all. Do you know what you've done? But you don't understand. I was desperate. I needed someone to talk to, someone who would understand me. You could have come to me. We could have worked through it together, but instead, you chose to lie and cheat. This isn't just about you. It's about all of us. I didn't think it would go this far. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could keep it a secret. And look where that got you. Look at the mess you've made. You've hurt everyone around you. I know, but please just help me one last time. Let's figure this out together. Why should I? You've already shown me your true colors. You're only thinking about yourself right now. What about Brandon? What about Richard? What about the trust we had? I never wanted to hurt anyone. I just wanted to feel alive again. I felt trapped in my life, and I thought I could escape it just for a moment. Escaping doesn't mean destroying everyone else's lives. You didn't think about the consequences of your actions, did you? No, I didn't. I was too caught up in my own feelings to think about anyone else. Well, now it's time to face reality. Your actions have consequences, and you need to deal with them on your own. But it's so hard. I can't do this alone. I thought I could count on you. You can't just keep running to me every time you mess up. You need to learn to stand on your own 2 feet, to take responsibility for what you've done. It's time to grow up, Mandy. I get that, but I'm too scared. I don't know what to do. I feel lost. We all feel lost sometimes, but that's part of growing up. You need to figure out what you want and how to make things right. You really think I can? You really think I can fix this? It's possible, but it won't be easy. You'll have to work hard to regain trust, and that starts with being honest with yourself and everyone around you. I know, I messed up. I never meant for it to turn into this. Well, it has, and now it's time to own up to it. No more lies, no more hiding. If you want to change, you need to face the truth. I understand. I'll try my best, I promise. That's the first step. Now go and figure out what you need to do next. I won't be here to clean up your mess anymore. I get it, I really do. Thanks for at least listening. Just don't let this happen again. We all deserve better than what you've given us. Take this chance to grow and be a better person for your sake and Brandon's. I will, I promise. I'll do everything I can to make it right. I'm so sorry, Piper. Sorry doesn't cut it anymore. Show us you mean it. That's all we can ask for now. Thank you for being honest with me, even when it hurt. I need that.
Hey, Piper, I just wanted to talk to you about something important. I just met with Mandy earlier today, at a nearby family restaurant.
Oh, really? What did she say? How's she doing?
Well, it seems like things are taking a turn for the worse. Mandy is facing divorce. Richard sent me a message, and he mentioned that they need to sort things out legally. He said they're going to involve lawyers to discuss alimony and child support.
Wow, that sounds serious. But honestly, Richard is within his rights to seek alimony and child support, especially if things have reached that point. I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, I get that. But here's the thing. It turns out that Mandy's affair was with the son of the president of KO's company. And apparently he went to Richard to apologize for everything that happened. They even reached some kind of settlement where he paid Richard alimony, but it looks like Mandy is going to lose her job because of all this.
So she's really going to get fired? That's quite a fall from grace. What about the job? Did she tell you anything else about it?
From what I understand, she told her company that she was single and divorced, which was a total lie. And to make matters worse, she's been receiving some sort of benefits for single mothers, so now the company might actually sue her for that.
Seriously? She lied to the company about being single? I can't believe it. What was she planning to do when Richard found out? It's like she didn't even think ahead about the consequences of her actions.
Exactly. And on top of all this, she's about to be kicked out of her current place. This apartment has been Richard's since his bachelor days, and it sounds like they're telling her she has to move out by this weekend. She was in tears, saying she hardly has any money left and that her belongings are almost gone.
Well, honestly, she brought this on herself. She's been lying and cheating, and now that everything is falling apart, she's shocked. If anyone should be upset, it's the people she deceived and manipulated.
I know, but still, I can't help but feel a bit sorry for her. She's clearly in a tough spot right now. You remember that time when she mentioned wanting our house, right? She sent you that message asking if she could see it. I was thinking maybe we could help her out for a little while until she gets back on her feet.
What? Are you serious? How does that make any sense? You want to give her our brand new house? The one we spent 4 years building together? Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not saying we should just give it to her, but think about it. We have expenses, bills, alimony, child support, and everything else. It might be good to help her get back on her feet quickly.
Absolutely not. I won't allow her anywhere near our home. There's no way I'm letting someone who's cheated and lied to us move in. I don't want her filthy presence in this house, not even for a second.
Filthy? Come on, that's my sister you're talking about.
And the fact remains that she cheated. She deceived everyone, and she's been nothing but a horrible person throughout all of this. She has the audacity to lie and manipulate people for her own gain. After everything she's done, I refuse to have her in our home.
Look, I get that she's made some terrible choices, but does that mean we should just turn our backs on her? You're saying that because of her mistakes we should ignore her plight? She's still my sister.
What she did doesn't change anything. She's a terrible person, and I want nothing to do with her. I don't even want her to set foot in this house. I've had enough.
But this house isn't just yours, Piper. I own it too. You can't just dismiss my opinions and feelings like that. It's not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair? I have every right to be concerned about who comes into our home. How can you expect me to be okay with that?
I'm not saying you should be okay with everything, but you can't just dismiss me like that. This house belongs to both of us, and I have a say too.
A say? Seriously? You want me to accept a liar and a cheat into our lives? You want me to overlook what she did just because she's your sister? That's insane.
You're being unreasonable. Just because she made mistakes doesn't mean we should abandon her. I'm just trying to help her out a little. Is that so wrong?
Helping her? You mean enabling her? She'll just take advantage of the situation, leech off us, and use our kindness against us. I know her type. It's just a matter of time before she manipulates you into paying for everything.
That's not fair. You're making assumptions without knowing anything. I will take responsibility and help her find a job. I will ensure she gets back on her feet.
You really think that she'll just magically change? She'll use this as an opportunity to turn everything around for her benefit. She'll lie to you and you'll fall for it again. I can't believe you can't see this.
You're exaggerating. I'll keep a close eye on her and I'll make sure she doesn't take advantage of the situation. I just want to give her a chance to redeem herself.
A chance? You want to give her a chance to ruin our lives further? You don't understand how manipulative she can be. I won't let her near our home. Not now, not ever.
So you'd rather turn your back on family? What kind of person does that?
I am protecting my family. I have to look out for our children and our home. I'm not going to let some deceitful woman come in and disrupt everything we've built. I refuse to share our lives with someone like her.
What do you propose? Just leave her out in the cold to suffer? That's not right either.
Maybe she should suffer. She made her choices and now she has to face the consequences. I am not about to sacrifice our peace of mind because of her reckless decisions.
You know what? You're being incredibly selfish right now. It's easy for you to sit here and judge her when you're not the one in her shoes.
Understand? I do understand. I understand that you're willing to risk everything we've built for someone who's betrayed us. It's infuriating.
It's not about risking everything. I just think we should consider how tough this is for her right now. She's going through a lot and she needs some support.
Support? You mean enabling her? She'll just take advantage of our kindness. We can't do this.
So what do you want to do? Just abandon her completely? That's not a solution.
I want to protect our home and our family. It's my priority. I can't allow her to disrupt everything we've worked for.
So what's your solution then? Just shut the door in her face? Let her fend for herself after everything?
Maybe that's what she needs to learn. She needs to face the consequences of her actions. I am not responsible for her mistakes.
You know, this is really frustrating. It's like you can't even see beyond your own anger and bitterness. There's more at stake here than just your feelings.
What do you mean by that? I'm trying to protect our family, which is the most important thing here.
And what about family? What about the bond we're supposed to have? It's not just about you and me. It's about supporting each other, even when things get tough.
Supporting someone who's been deceitful? I can't wrap my head around that. It's completely against everything I believe in.
You know what? Maybe you're being too rigid. Life is messy and people make mistakes. We can't just cut people out when they stumble. Sometimes they need a lifeline to help them find their way back.
A lifeline? You mean allowing her to come into our lives and disrupt everything we've built? That's not a lifeline. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
You don't know that. You're jumping to conclusions based on your anger. What if she really is trying to change? What if she's genuinely remorseful?
Remorseful? I'll believe it when I see it. You're putting your faith in her while she's proven time and time again that she can't be trusted.
So you're just gonna keep holding on to this grudge? You can't let it go and give her a chance?
A chance to ruin our lives? No thanks. I am not playing that game.
Fine. If that's how you feel, then I guess I have no choice. But just know that you're turning your back on family when you could be helping her. That's on you.
I can live with that. I'm not about to sacrifice my peace of mind for someone who has made it clear she can't be trusted.
Just remember, if she ends up in a bad place, it'll be because of your decision. I hope you can live with that.
I can live with that. I have no regrets about protecting my family.
I can't believe you're being this cold-hearted.
And I can't believe you'd be so naive. You want to just give her everything without thinking of the consequences. I am done with this conversation.
You're shutting me out completely, aren't you? You've made up your mind and you won't even consider what I'm saying.
Because you're not making any sense. You want to invite chaos into our lives and I won't stand for it.
So this is it then? You're drawing a line in the sand? I thought we were in this together, but now it feels like you're shutting me out over this.
It's not about shutting you out. It's about protecting what we've built together. I will not allow someone who's been so deceitful into our lives.
You keep saying that, but it's not about her anymore. It's about us and the choices we make together as a family.
A family? You mean the family that includes a liar? That is not a family I want to be a part of.
You're only seeing one side of this. It's not just black and white. There are shades of gray, and you're missing them completely.
Shades of gray? What about the blatant lies? Do you think that's acceptable?
No, but life is complicated. Just because someone makes mistakes doesn't mean they don't deserve a second chance.
A second chance? You mean to drag us down with her? I can't risk that.
Well, maybe I don't want to live in a world where we just abandon people because they make mistakes.
And I don't want to live in a world where we just accept deceit and betrayal.
So what's next then? Just keep ignoring the problem? Keep pretending everything is fine?
I'm not pretending anything. I am doing what's best for our family. And if that means saying no to her, then so be it. Piper, have you calmed down a bit yet? Isn't it time to stop being so stubborn? I mean, it's not like you're in a position to play hardball anymore, right? I hear it's tough being all alone without Arnold around. You know, I heard Arnold is furious and hasn't been contributing to the household expenses at all. What a situation that must be. Oh, by the way, I had a hotel dinner courtesy of Arnold today. But I guess that's not really relevant to our current conversation, is it? Honestly, managing a house on your own while juggling both work and raising children must be incredibly hard. Have you thought about what you'll do if Arnold doesn't come back? Can you really keep this house without him? I mean, you're all alone with the kids. That sounds impossible, right? It's kind of ridiculous how you're stubbornly holding on to this when all you have to do is let me stay over for a bit. Why suffer like this when you could make things easier on yourself? I'm not even asking for the house outright. I'm just asking for a little space to stay. If you could do that, everything would smooth over, right? I can let you stay in this house. Huh? Wow, I didn't expect to get a response that quickly. I thought you'd just ignore me again. Are you serious about letting me stay? Have you finally decided to give in? Yeah, I've thought about a lot of things and given up on a lot too. I'm okay with it now. I'll give you this house. Wait, what? Really? You're not just saying that, are you? You're actually going to give me the house? Yeah, I'll even change the ownership to your name. I'll take care of all the necessary paperwork, so all you have to do is sign it. No way. Are you serious? This is amazing. Honestly, I never thought I'd actually get a house from you. It feels surreal to be in this position. Oh, I can't believe you'd hand over the house to me. You're so generous. This is incredible. I'll have everything prepared by the end of the week. Can you meet me at the family restaurant with your brother this weekend? Absolutely, I'll be there. I'm so excited that the house is going to be mine. Piper, when I move in, are you going to say, "Thanks for having me" to me? That would be so funny. I can't wait for the weekend. You know, it really surprises me how this conversation has shifted. Just a moment ago, it seemed like you were adamant about not sharing your space. It's like, with a little bit of negotiation, everything can change, right? It just goes to show how sometimes being a little flexible can lead to unexpected situations. And honestly, you must be feeling a lot of pressure with everything going on with Arnold. I mean, living in a house alone with children while managing your work must feel overwhelming. It's good that you're considering options now instead of staying stuck in a hard place. I know it's hard to think about sharing your space with someone after everything that's happened, but maybe this could be a win-win situation. I mean, I could help take some of that burden off your shoulders. We could have a sort of arrangement where I help out around the house and contribute however I can. It could ease your stress and make things a lot more manageable for you while allowing me to have a roof over my head. Plus, think about the kids. They could really benefit from having another adult around. It might even lighten your load and provide them with some extra support. I know this must seem like a big step, but it could actually be a really positive change for all of us. So when we meet this weekend, we can go over all the details. I'm really looking forward to making this happen. Just imagine this house will not only be a home for me, but it could also become a space where you can find some peace of mind.
What do you mean by a bill? And what's with this amount? $130,000? Hey, where are you right now, Piper?
Where am I? You're asking me that now? I've been living away from home with Maddie for the past 2 months. Oh, but you don't care about me or Maddie at all, do you? You probably had so much fun that you forgot you even had a wife and child. Living with your beloved little sister, and the only time you send a message is when you're sending a bill? How ridiculous. I'm honestly at a loss for words, completely flabbergasted by how self-centered you've become.
No, I didn't mean to ignore you. I thought you were busy with all the paperwork at home, so I didn't reach out. But what's this bill about? You didn't go and waste money on something ridiculous, did you?
Why do you always think that? Did you even read the details? You're probably like you always are, not bothering to read the fine print. First, there was that document about the ownership of the house you're living in now. We agreed to make it a joint ownership between us, but you changed it to Mandy's name.
Oh, right. That was the stuff we signed at the family restaurant, right?
Exactly. You see, I sold my share, my portion of the house, so now I'm billing you for my down payment. I thought we were a team, but I guess I was mistaken.
Wait, what? I thought we just changed the name. You sold it? Isn't that just a name change?
No, we made a sales contract. We made that house officially just yours and your brother's. All the loan payments are now going to be your responsibility. It was all in the document you signed the other day, remember? But I guess you signed it without even reading it. You've done that before, haven't you?
Wait, seriously? But even if it's just the down payment, $130,000 is way too much, don't you think? We didn't put down that much.
Actually, the down payment is about half of that amount. You have to realize that the housing market has changed a lot over the years, and it affects everything.
Exactly!
The other half comes from the debt you accumulated 9 years ago, which I had to use my savings from my single days to pay off. And the money from my parents when I was getting divorced, I'm going to need all that back. It's a lot to digest, I know, but this is the reality we face now.
Wait a second, divorce? You're saying divorce?
Why wouldn't I be getting a divorce? Back when you took out that debt without my permission, my parents were already advising me to get divorced. I thought about it then, but I still loved you. I thought we could get through it together, you know? I even convinced my parents to lend us money. But you betrayed me. You defended that woman who deceived me and cheated on me. You didn't even listen to my opinions. You just lashed out and abandoned everything, pampering that woman instead, and let a plague come into our new home. I've run out of love for you.
No! Wait, Piper! I know I was completely wrong about the debt. I'm thankful for your parents lending us money and for you not abandoning me back then. But I just wanted to help. We don't have any parents or relatives left, no one we can rely on. Mandy did something unforgivable, I admit that, but I only wanted to help her make amends. I was planning to help her become independent. I thought that was what we needed to do to survive this mess.
So tell me, how many times has she gone to the employment office by today? How many times has she even tried to find a job?
I'm not sure. Maybe,
How many times? How many job interviews has she been to? Has she even found a part-time job? I assume Richard has filed for divorce, but has she even gone to apologize to his family? It's unacceptable that she's been so neglectful and hasn't taken her responsibilities seriously.
Well, she's still not in a good mental state.
There you go. Right when she should be reflecting on her mistakes after the affair was resolved, she's sending messages boasting about going out and being treated to meals. And she hasn't once apologized to Richard's family. And you, instead of scolding her, are coddling her and throwing money at her. This is how you think she'll become independent? It's laughable. Absolutely laughable.
I swear I'll change. I'll make sure to take her to apologize to Richard's family, and I'll get her to start looking for a job. I promise. I'm begging you, I'll fix all my bad habits. I don't want a divorce. I still believe in us, in our family.
It's already impossible. Whenever I think of that day in the family restaurant, seeing you smiling next to that woman, thinking, now Mandy can live with us, I feel anger rising up in me. I think I might throw up just looking at you. There's no way I could continue a married life with someone like that. The memories flood back and it makes my skin crawl.
But
it's strange, isn't it? I used to love you so much, not too long ago. It's amazing how love can fade in an instant. It's like a switch flipped and everything changed. I've given up on the new house and on trying to fix things with you. I've asked my dad to introduce me to a lawyer about the divorce, so I'll be sending you their business card. From now on, please contact them. I don't want alimony, but I do plan on receiving child support from Maddie, so get ready for that. It's a lot of work ahead, but I'm ready to take it all on. Goodbye.
wait, Mandy! I messed up. I'm the one at fault. I'll do anything, so please don't throw me away. Don't let it end like this. I can't lose you. I can't lose my family. Please, I promise to change.
You don't understand, do you? I've already made up my mind. It's not just about you anymore. It's about me and Maddie, about what's best for us. I can't keep sacrificing myself for someone who doesn't even recognize my worth. I need to prioritize our happiness and stability.
I'll be better, I swear. I'll do whatever it takes to prove to you that I can change. You know I love you, right? I don't want this to be over.
You say that now, but when the reality hits you, will you really stand by your words? Every time you say you'll change, it feels empty because of your past actions. How many chances have I given you? I can't keep waiting for something that might never come. It's exhausting, and I don't want to be exhausted anymore.
Just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. Please, think about Maddie. She needs both of us. We can work it out together just like we used to.
Maddie deserves a better environment, one free of conflict and deceit. She doesn't need to witness the toxicity between us. I refuse to let her grow up thinking this is how love looks. We owe it to her to show her what a healthy relationship should be.
I'm begging you, Piper. I'll make it right. I'll talk to Mandy, get her to take responsibility. I'll do everything I can.
It's too late for that. You had your chance and you threw it away. I can't keep making excuses for your behavior. It is time to face the consequences of your actions.
But I can change. I can prove to you that I'm not the same person anymore. I've realized my mistake.
You keep saying that, but actions speak louder than words. It's not just about realizing your mistakes. It's about taking responsibility for them. I don't see that in you right now. All I see is someone who is trying to save himself.
Please don't give up on us. We can fix this together. I love you so much. I can't lose you like this.
Love is not enough when trust has been broken. You have lost my trust, and it's something that takes a long time to rebuild. It won't happen overnight, and I'm not willing to wait around for it. I need to take care of myself and Maddie.
Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it. I'll be there for you both, I promise.
I want you to accept that this is over. I want you to take responsibility for your actions and understand the hurt you've caused. I want you to realize that you need to grow up and make better choices. Only then can we move forward, but not together.
No. Please, Piper. I can't lose my family. I can't lose you. I'll fight for us. I'll fight for Maddie.
Fighting won't change what's happened. It won't erase the past or the hurt. I've made my decision and it's final. You need to accept that, no matter how hard it is for you. It's time for me to prioritize my happiness and well-being. Goodbye forever. After that, Richard went through divorce mediation, and his divorce from Mandy was finalized. The custody of Brandon was somewhat contentious, but in the end, Richard was granted custody. There was a lot of back and forth about who would get to keep him, as both parents had strong feelings about their ability to raise their son. Richard insisted that he could provide a stable environment, while Mandy argued her case, but ultimately, the decision favored Richard. He had more resources and had a better support system, which swayed the mediation decision. Meanwhile, Mandy faced legal trouble from her former employer, which resulted in her becoming financially destitute. She had gone from a comfortable life to being broke overnight, struggling to make ends meet. Reports suggested that she was living in a very rough area, and it was heartbreaking to hear how her life had drastically changed after the divorce. Once spoiled and pampered, she now had to fend for herself with little support. As for me, I also went through the divorce process with Arnold, and it was not easy. We involved lawyers to ensure that everything was handled legally and appropriately. I was granted custody of Maddie, which was a relief for me. I wanted to make sure she had stability, and I would do everything in my power to provide that for her. The amount I had claimed, $130,000, was eventually settled when Arnold sold our house. He had to put all of his savings on the line to cover the payment. This was a huge sacrifice on his part, but I guess he knew he had no choice. The house had been our shared dream, and letting it go was a painful decision for both of us, but it was necessary for the sake of moving forward. Even after selling the house, there were still outstanding amounts in child support that Arnold was obligated to pay. Reports indicated that he would pay those amounts directly from his salary. It was a bit surprising how smoothly he agreed to this payment plan. It was almost as if a switch had been flipped in his mind. This change in attitude could be traced back to a particular incident when he ambushed me near my parents' home. I had been so overwhelmed with emotions at the time that I couldn't help but throw up when I saw his face. I think that moment was a turning point for him, a realization that pushing me to my limits had consequences. He seemed to understand that reconciliation was out of the question. Arnold moved into a cheap apartment with Mandy, who was now very much dependent on him. He kept a close watch on her to ensure she wouldn't harass Richard, forcing her to work at a night establishment. This decision shocked many people who had known them as a couple. To think that he would send his pampered sister to a night job was quite surprising. It appeared that Arnold had changed more than I had ever anticipated, perhaps out of guilt for the trouble that had unfolded in their lives. To make matters worse, Arnold took on a part-time job to increase his income. The majority of his earnings were sent to me and Maddie. He hardly visited since that incident, which spoke volumes about how seriously he was taking his accountability. His absence also allowed me to process my emotions without feeling pressured by his presence. Even though my anger towards him was still there, I found that I was slowly starting to soften. It was a gradual process, but I began to think about the possibility of a future where I could meet with Arnold again. Once I had sorted out my feelings, I thought it might be acceptable to meet with him during my visits with Maddie. Of course, this would not be as a couple, but rather as co-parents, sharing the responsibility of raising our child. I had realized that it wouldn't be healthy for Maddie to be caught in the crossfire of our emotions. My aim was to give her a stable environment where she wouldn't feel torn between us. Until that time comes, I plan to rely on my parents for support as I work in my healing process. It's been challenging, but I'm committed to becoming self-sufficient. I want to show Maddie that it's possible to overcome difficulties and emerge stronger. As I reflect on everything that's happened, I find a mix of sadness and hope. Sadness for what we lost, but hope for what the future might hold. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes the most difficult experiences lead to personal growth. I believe that both Arnold and I have a long way to go, but if we can learn from our mistakes, perhaps we can create a better environment for Maddie. This next chapter of my life is not just about moving on. It's about redefining what happiness means to me and how I can achieve it. I want to ensure that Maddie has a secure, loving environment where she can flourish. Although the scars from this experience will take time to heal, I believe that with patience and effort, I can find peace. In the end, what matters most is the well-being of Maddie. My experiences with Arnold and the heartbreak of our separation taught me invaluable lessons about love, trust, and forgiveness. While it may take time, I am determined to find a way to rebuild not only my life, but also a relationship with Arnold that is grounded in mutual respect and the shared love for our daughter. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ryan, wait a minute.
What is it, Kim?
Why was your ex-girlfriend Paige waiting for you at the station? I thought you disappeared while I was in the restroom, only to find out you got into her car and drove off with her.
Oh, really? You saw that, huh?
I did, after coming out and looking all over for you for about a minute until I had the misfortune of seeing you doing that. First, just answer my question. Why was your ex-girlfriend at the station, and why did you get into her car?
Okay, don't rush me. So, the story of fate began about 6 months ago. Paige started working at my company. When I talked to her, I discovered that she lives surprisingly close by, and our feelings started to rekindle. Ever since then, we've been meeting up a lot after work.
So you're saying this is cheating, right?
Well, that's how it looks to you, but Paige and I are genuinely in love. We're even thinking about getting married. That's why today I decided to go back home to introduce her to my mom and get her blessing.
What are you talking about? If we were already divorced, then maybe it would make sense, but the order of things is all wrong.
Yeah, you know my mom doesn't like you, right? Paige has always been the one my mom liked back when we were together. So when I told her I was getting back with Paige, she urged me to get divorced from you as soon as possible. So honestly, the order of things isn't right at all.
What?
Anyway, I'm heading home in Paige's car now. You can either go home alone or walk to my parents' house right now. The choice is yours.
What kind of choices are those?
Well, you could come to my parents' house with me if you want, but just know that you'll feel pretty awkward watching me and Paige being all lovey-dovey.
Fine, I'll go to my own parents' house. Luckily, my family home is just one train ride away, so I'll head back there. But don't think you'll get off scot-free.
Suit yourself. It's not like I care.
Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. I apologize for taking so long to get in touch. Kim, were you okay over there? Did that misunderstanding family do anything to you? Oh, I'm fine, really. After I dropped him off at the entrance, I quickly texted him saying I'm meeting my fiancé now without even getting out of the car. It was kind of amusing. What kind of face did he make? He had his eyes wide open and he just said, "Huh?" It was honestly the most ridiculous expression you could imagine. I can totally picture that. By the way, I never expected that Ryan would be at my new workplace. I was shocked to find out he's married, and then to hear that his wife is someone I went to middle school with? What a double surprise! So you dated Ryan back in high school, right? Yeah, but it was for less than 2 weeks. Wait, does that even count as dating? Well, at least in his mind, it probably does. But still, I think he finally realized just how wrong he was about everything. I feel bad for causing you so much trouble. Even my mother-in-law took Ryan's words at face value. It seems like you really need to directly deny things to clear up this mix-up. It's okay, I don't want to be dragged into his misguided stalker antics any longer, so I was more than willing to help out. I truly appreciate it. By the way, are you heading out to meet your fiancé's family now? Yes, I just met up with him a little while ago, and we're on our way to his family's house right now. Got it. I am so nervous. You'll be fine, really. Just take a deep breath and try to relax, like you usually do. Thanks, but you have your own battle to face soon. Yeah, I guess I do. First, I need to make a quick trip back to my place to grab my things. It's going to be a bit hectic. Right, good luck with that. But remember, don't push yourself too hard. I won't. Thanks for the encouragement.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, moving your stuff out of the house?
Oh, I'm just back at my place now.
I get that, but first you need to answer my question.
Well, when you get divorced, it's usually the non-head of household who moves out, right?
No, rejoice! You don't have to get divorced after all!
Wait, but I thought we were going through with the divorce.
What? Hey, Kim, you don't have to divorce me now. At least respond with some excitement.
Why should I? We're practically strangers now.
What are you talking about? Aren't you at your family's house right now? I'll come pick you up, so get ready and wait for me.
This is exactly why we're getting a divorce.
Yes, I get it, but forget all that for now.
You didn't really send that completed divorce notice to my family's house, did you? Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Huh?
When I arrived at my parents' house yesterday, my mother handed me a brown envelope that had your name on it as the sender.
Oh, no.
When I opened it, it was the divorce papers.
Well, that's...
The postmark says you mailed it from a mailbox near your office the day before yesterday. So it means you were already planning to get divorced before we even went back home together.
I mean, that's invalid now.
No, it was accepted, so it was valid.
But now it's invalid.
Why is that?
I was deceived by Paige. She went so far as to transfer to my workplace and then arranged the date for her to meet my family for marriage. Yet on the very day we were going back to her hometown, she suddenly claimed that her fiancé was someone else.
That's your complete misunderstanding.
What?
Paige didn't switch jobs just to follow you. She was headhunted and just happened to end up at your company. And the date for the marriage introduction? That was about Paige and her fiancé, not you.
But that fiancé was supposed to be me.
And there lies your biggest, most terrible misunderstanding.
Huh?
According to Paige, when she told her coworkers that the date for the introduction had been decided, you happened to be nearby and for some reason gave a thumbs up and winked at her saying, "Got it." Then you sent a message from the company phone saying, "On the day, come pick me up at the station and I'll be bringing my wife, but I plan to declare my divorce in front of you." A stream of one-sided misunderstandings kept coming her way. Paige tried to tell you that she had another fiancé and that your behavior was a hassle, but you completely ignored her.
No way!
Afterward, you just went on celebrating by yourself, and then you told your parents you were getting back together and moving forward with the marriage without knowing the real situation. When she talked to her fiancé and others around her, she found out through mutual acquaintances that your wife is actually me, someone who went to middle school with Paige.
Wait, a middle school classmate? You know Paige?
Yeah, apparently you didn't know that.
I can't believe it. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
That's how things turned out. Paige reached out to me, and after realizing that you were so caught up in your misunderstandings, we concluded that the only way to wake you up to reality was through some exaggerated actions that were very clear. That's why I went along with the plan at the station yesterday.
So, all of this happened because of misunderstandings?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't expect you to send the divorce papers to my family, but here we are. Well, the outcome is okay, so I guess it's fine.
You really surprised me there. I thought I'd be done with all this.
But seriously, we need to clear this up. You're treating this as if it's just a joke, but it's affecting real lives.
I know. It's just hard to believe how everything spiraled out of control. I was just trying to do the right thing.
Well, it seems I'm the only one who actually did the right thing.
By moving your stuff out without a proper discussion?
Well, I thought that's what we agreed upon after everything that happened.
We may have agreed, but it feels like you just jumped to conclusions.
Say whatever you will about it, Ryan. In the end, you're the one that asked for this, so goodbye forever now.
Paige, because of you, I've been divorced from Kim. You need to take responsibility and marry me.
You brought this on yourself by not listening to what people were saying. Honestly, even now, knowing I have a fiancé, how can you still ask me to marry you? Are you okay in the head?
What do you mean by that? Then why did you come to pick me up in the car and drive me to my parents' house? At that time, it was just the two of us in the car. I mean, normally you wouldn't be alone with a guy unless you liked him, right?
Well, I figured you wouldn't do anything inappropriate while I was driving, but actually, my younger brother was hiding in the back seat the entire time.
Wait, your brother?
Yeah, the dash cam was recording the whole time, capturing everything that happened inside the car.
Dash cam?
Plus, I was on a call with my fiancé the entire time, too.
What?
So the moment we were alone together in the car didn't last even a second.
Seriously?
Oh, and one more thing. My fiancé is Devin, the guy you've been pushing all that work onto.
Wait, Devin?
By the way, he's the son of the president's sister.
No way!
Apparently, complaints about your work attitude have been piling up from Devin and other employees, too.
Really?
Including your harassment towards me. It's likely that serious penalties for compliance violations could be coming your way. You should prepare yourself mentally for that.
What a dead end this is!
Honestly, it's looking pretty grim for you right now. First, we reached an agreement regarding our divorce. Our financial demands would solely focus on the division of property. I decided that I would receive a larger share as part of the settlement. This decision was made to ensure that the financial aspect of our separation was settled amicably and fairly. After all the turmoil and emotional strain I had gone through, I wanted to close this chapter of my life as neatly as possible. It's likely that I'll never have to see him again for the rest of my life. The reason for this certainty is quite significant. Following the internal investigation at his workplace, it was revealed that my ex-husband had committed numerous compliance violations. These findings resulted in claims against him that amounted to the upper $300,000 range, which included damages and alimony. The situation was serious, and it led me to prioritize the victims of those violations when making decisions about the financial settlement. The aftermath of this entire debacle has had unexpected consequences. In a surprising turn of events, my in-laws have also decided to divorce. It seems that my mother-in-law, who has persistently defended her son throughout this turmoil, finally reached her limit with my father-in-law. The strain of the situation and the pressure of their son's actions became too much for their marriage to withstand. As things stand now, my ex-husband and his mother are living together in a rundown apartment. I can only imagine the kind of environment they've created for themselves. They used to be a close-knit family, almost inseparable, but now they're entrenched in a dire reality filled with poverty, where they struggle to even afford basic necessities like food. Reports indicate that they often blame each other for their misfortunes, leading to frequent arguments and an atmosphere thick with tension. It appears that they're caught in a cycle of anger and resentment, where each person is pointing fingers and refusing to take responsibility for their situation. I've heard snippets from mutual acquaintances who have relayed that my ex-husband, who once walked around with an air of confidence and pride, has now become a shadow of his former self. The lifestyle he once flaunted has crumbled, leaving him grappling with the consequences of his actions. He used to take pride in discussing his job and accomplishments at social gatherings, but now he's avoiding interactions altogether. He's become a recluse, ashamed of what he has become. It's somewhat poetic to think that the confidence he once wore like armor has now been stripped away, revealing a person who must face the reality he's created through his careless choices. In the past, he was the center of attention, celebrated for his success and charisma. But now the whispers surrounding him have shifted from admiration to disappointment. Friends and colleagues who once looked up to him are now distancing themselves, reluctant to associate with someone who has brought such shame upon himself. The social gatherings he thrived in are a thing of the past. Instead of being the life of the party, he's now left alone in that dingy apartment, which must feel like a prison. His former lifestyle has vanished, and he's left to confront the stark reality of survival. As for my mother-in-law, she seems to be struggling with her own identity. For so long, she took pride in being the supportive mother, but now she finds herself isolated from her social circle. The friends she used to rely on have distanced themselves, unwilling to associate with her due to her son's actions. The warmth of their family life has turned cold, replaced by an uncomfortable silence filled with unspoken tensions. Their daily existence must be filled with constant reminders of what they once had, now overshadowed by the fallout of my ex-husband's behavior. While they live together, the reality of their financial troubles is palpable. The apartment they share is small, lacking in the comforts they once took for granted. From what I've gathered, they often bicker over trivial matters, their arguments fueled by stress and desperation. It's a troubling scene, with the blame game becoming their new normal. They've each taken to pointing fingers, blaming the other for the dire situation they find themselves in. The love and camaraderie they once enjoyed has dissolved into resentment and anger. There are times when I can't help but feel a sense of vindication. The chaos that my ex-husband unleashed in my life seems to have come full circle, now landing squarely on his shoulders. Watching him struggle to make ends meet and to deal with the consequences of his actions brings a strange sense of satisfaction. For so long I felt powerless and trapped in a toxic environment, but now I see the repercussions of his choices, and it reinforces my decision to leave that life behind. He used to laugh off my concerns, telling me that I was overreacting. Yet here he is now, faced with the reality of what he's created. The luxury of denial has been stripped away, and he must confront the truth. His actions have repercussions, not just for me, but for everyone in his life. I remember the days when he would belittle my worries, insisting that everything was fine. Now, with the weight of compliance violations looming over him, he has to grapple with the consequences of his poor choices. It's almost like poetic justice. He may have thought he was untouchable, that he could continue living without any accountability. But life has a way of balancing things out. Now the social gatherings he once enjoyed have turned into a cautionary tale, one where he is the subject of ridicule and disappointment. As I reflect on this, I can't help but think about how my mother-in-law has been affected as well. While I can empathize with her situation, I find it difficult to feel too much sympathy. After all, she chose to defend her son even when evidence against him mounted. Now that she's entangled in the fallout, she must face the reality of her blind loyalty. This entire experience has served as a harsh lesson for everyone involved. It's a reminder that actions have consequences and ignoring the signs can lead to disastrous results. For my part, I've learned to value my independence and self-worth, and watching them struggle only reinforces my belief that walking away was the right choice. I've moved on and started to rebuild my life. The burden of my past has begun to slowly lift, and with each passing day I feel more empowered. I no longer have to live in fear of my ex-husband's temper or the judgments of my former in-laws. There's a sense of freedom that comes with severing those ties. It's liberating to realize that I can forge my own path without being held back by the toxicity that once surrounded me. The struggles of my ex-husband and mother-in-law serve as a stark contrast to the journey I'm on, one filled with hope and promise. Ultimately, I feel grateful for the lessons this journey has taught me. I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I am ready to embrace whatever comes next. The past may have been painful, but it shaped me into the person I am today, and for that, I will always be thankful. As I move forward, I will carry these lessons with me, knowing that I have the strength to overcome any obstacle that comes my way. I've learned to trust in my own resilience, and I am excited to see what the future holds. While I wish my ex-husband and mother-in-law well, I also understand that I cannot let their struggles weigh me down. Life continues, and so do I. I have a new chapter ahead of me, and I am eager to explore it. This is not just a new beginning. This is an opportunity to redefine myself. I'm determined to build a life that is filled with positivity, joy, and fulfillment. The past may have its hold on me, but I am ready to break free from its chains and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. The world is vast, and I know there are countless opportunities waiting for me. I'm ready to seize them, to make my mark, and to create a life that reflects my true self. With each passing day, I will continue to grow, learn, and evolve, knowing that I am capable of achieving great things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.